Hello, dear Dharma friends. Good evening. I hope all the Dharma brothers and sisters are fine and wish you all be always happy and healthy always. Well, today I am thinking to share a bit Dhamma with you all. As we all Buddhist people know that why we following the Buddhism, because everyone in this world want to be happy and want to live in peacefully, want to live with harmony, and that's why in the people in the world, they are always in searching for the peace. But unfortunately, because we are ignorant and our heart is deluded with so many worldly, that's why our eyes, our view are always like that. And that's because that we are not able to find the peace, because we always try to find the peace at outside, not the inside. And whenever we search peace in outside, happiness in outside, we will be always in searching, and that searching will not be stopped until we start to find peace within ourselves. That's why uh, our Buddha once was asked to explain the path in simple words. Then the Buddha said, abstain from all unwholesome deeds, perform wholesome ones, purify your mind of enlightened persons. This is the teachings of Buddha. That means not only Gautama, but all of the Buddha, those who had been, all the Buddha's teaching is abstain from all unwholesome deeds, perform wholesome ones, purify your mind. This is the teaching of enlightened person. This is very clear exposition which appear acceptable to all. Everyone agrees that we should avoid harmful action and perform those that are beneficial. The Buddha offered a universal definition of wholesome and unwholesome, of pity and sin. Any action that harms others, that disturbs their peace and harmony, is a sinful action and unwholesome action. Any action that helps others, that contributes to their peace and harmony, is a pious action, a wholesome action. Further, the mind is truly purified by experiencing directly the reality of oneself and working systematically to remove the conditioning that gives rise to suffering. The Noble Eightfold Path can be divided into three stages of training, like Silla, Samadhi, and Panya. We all know this Noble Eightfold Path is the way of Nibbana. And if we divide it into three stages, we get it: Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. So, Sila is moral practice, abstaining from all unwholesome actions of body and speech. Samadhi is the practice of concentration. Fire is wisdom, the development of purifying insight into one's own nature. So, I will say anyone who wishes to practice Dhamma must begin by practicing Sila. This is the first step, without which one cannot advance. We must abstain from all actions, all words and deeds that harms others before. This, this is easily understood. Society requires such behavior in order to avoid disruption, but in fact, abstain from such action not only because they harm others, but also because they harm ourselves. It is impossible to commit an unwholesome action to insult, kill, generating great agitation in the mind, great craving, and aversion. This moment of craving or aversion brings unhappiness now and more in the future. That's why the Buddha said, burning now, burning hereafter. The wrongdoer suffers doubly, happy now, happy hereafter. The vicious person doubly rejoices. Well, you will get this gata at Vatsagota Sutta, Aggi Vatsagota Sutta, which one Buddha had discourse after the Dhammasaka Pavattana Sutra. Well, everyone know about the Dhammasaka Pavattana Sutra, at which Buddha had explained a noble eightfold path and the four noble truth, which is still everyone know. So, in that case, with this sutra, we have to understand that we do not need to wait the result of our action until that to experience the happiness and suffering. We can experience them within this life, within ourselves. When we commit unwholesome actions, we experience the hellfire of craving and aversion. When we perform wholesome actions, we experience the heaven of inner peace. Therefore, it is not only for the benefit of others, but for our own benefit, to avoid harm to ourselves, that to abstain from unwholesome words and deeds. And there is another reason for undertaking the practice of Sila. We wish to examine ourselves to gain insight into the depths of our reality. To do this requires a very calm and quiet mind. It is impossible to see into the depths of a pool of water when it is turbulent. Introspection requires a calm mind, free from agitation. Whenever one commits unwholesome action, the mind is inundated with agitation. When one abstains from all unwholesome action of body or speech, only then does the mind have the opportunity to become peaceful enough so introspection may proceed. Yesterday, well, yesterday I have speak about the Sila last night, and yesterday I have told that I will be live again today. That's why I became live again, because this is the full moon day, and I know there are so many views religious person, those who are really practicing Buddhism, really practicing Dhamma, they are observing 8 precepts and they are holding 5 precepts. Well, we are now, uh, I must say, it's a bit kind of not understanding. Well, whenever we go and wherever we meet with some other people, without asking, sometimes we say, I'm a Buddhist. And it's like we proudly say, I'm a Buddhist. It's good, you are a Buddhist. That is a good sign. And yeah, I must say it's a good. But the thing is, are you really practicing Dhamma? Are you practicing Silla? Are you practicing Samadhi? Well, if you say that you are a Buddhist and you don't have any compassion for all other living beings, and you don't have any uh, generosity, and you are not giving dana, and you are not practicing sila, you are not practicing any meditation. Well, I don't know what kind of, I don't know how to say it, and I can't explain it how what kind Buddhist you will be, because it's not important that you are a Buddhist. Remember, the most important thing is, are you really practicing Dhamma? Are you really practicing the way to Nibbana? Are you really practicing the path which will lead you to Nibbana? That's the thing. Even if you say you are Buddhist, and you are like you are debating with others for the religion, you are saying that where Buddha is only the teacher who is teaching Dhamma, who had teach Dhamma for all beings, and all others religion is not good. Well, you might debate with others. Remember, that will not bring any benefits to you. Buddha said, Buddha said that if we don't practice Dhamma, we will never attain Nibbana. The peace within itself, within ourselves, if we want to experience it, we must have to practice it. That's why, dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, must start your practice from dana, because if you make generosity, if you give dana, that time your mind, citta, your citta will be filled with compassion, filled with love, filled with compassion, filled with kindness. Once you gain real true kindness, true compassion at your heart, that's the great treasure you will have in your life. That's the great treasure you will have in your life. Because look, sometimes people those who kill, who can kill? The person who don't have any sympathy others, for others, and who don't have soft heart, soft mind, and the people, those who don't have compassion for others, only those kind of person can kill to others, because those people are always rude, and always rude, and their heart, they it's like they don't feel kindness, they don't feel sympathy for others. That's why they can kill, they can uh, they can steal others' wealth, and they can lie with others like that. So I must say, remember that one who eager to have a vocation, the life with harmony and be free from all kind of suffering, he should be free from greed, hatred and delusion. As because they are grievous. Once they rise from the root of this stressful, they become calm and get becoming a beaming light. When they are free from the craving, their heart becomes so pure. By practicing the precept, inner and outer become pure. By purity of the moral, their heart became pure. There are two sorts of the moral described by the Buddha. For ordinary people involved in worldly life, yeah, and way to implement right speech, right action to practice the five precepts, which are uh, which are like everyone know maybe Panatipata, Vedamani, etc. etc. Uh, if I explain it in English, like I observe the precept of refraining from taking life. I observe the precept of refraining from taking what is not given. I observe the precept of refraining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of refraining from uttering falsehood. I observe the precept of refraining from taking intoxicating drinkings alcohol that lead to intoxication and delay. Sometimes our people sometimes used to say it's so hard to hold five precepts. Yeah, it's so hard to live without killing because sometimes like in our society, our Sakma people, they used to cultivate. They used to their main source is our mostly our Sakma people. Their main source income source. I mean income source is cultivating and laboring. That's how our Sakma people are surviving. So sometimes our Dhamma brothers used to say that it's so hard to keep hold five precepts in world life in our daily life because they say that sometimes unconsciously while we are working the time sometimes unconsciously uh, insect got killed. That's how they say. For that maybe they don't know about the limbs of five precept. Actually there are five limbs of this precept. Once who know those limbs, it's became easy for them to practice the Silla because if because like the limits I must say killing or destroying is evil action are five audition to complete like a living being people must have to know there must be a living being and knowledge that it is a living being. And number three is intention of killing. And number four, effort to kill, and consequent that. This is the five limb of the uh, from five limb from the past Silla. So, if one limb is absent, that will not be a killing. Like uh, there is a living being, and you know that it's a living being, and you don't have intention of killing. And effort, for example, uh, you you are getting out from your home, and suddenly you got a rope at the roadside. You got a rope. It's a snake. You thought that you suspected that it's a snake, and then you started to hit that rope, that snake. But the thing is, after you realize that later you realize that it's a rope, it's not a snake. That will not be a killing, because from the fifth limb, the first one is missing here. It, the number one must be that one must be a living being, and that is a rope, not a living being. Even your fourth limb is present and one limb is absent, it will not be a killing. Well, your heart will be deluded with hatred. Your heart will be deluded with hatred. That's the thing only. But you are not a killer at that time. You are still in Silla. So, in that way, if our people, if we all know that all the limbs, then it will be easy for us, for all Dhamma friends to practice the Dhamma. That's why I am trying to explain it, trying to explain it to you, sharing with I mean, well, I want to share it with you, so you also can practice. You also can hold five precepts. So that's one is number one Sila, about the killing, about the taking life, and the second verse is stealing. Well, there are also five conditions are necessary for completing of the evil of stealing. Number one is another property, and number two, you know that it is so, it is another property, and number three, intention of stealing, and number four, effort to steal, and number five, actual removal. Actual removal. And now, so if you know this, and if you keep it in your heart, this five limb, if you understand it, and from these five limbs one limb is absent, then it will not be committed stealing. We cannot say it's stealing. And number three Sila is uh, sexual misconduct. That were four conditions necessary to complete the evil of sexual misconduct. Number one, the thought to enjoy, and number two, consequent effort, and number three is means to gratify. And number 4, gratification. That's it. And after that, we have another one. Number 4, Silla, about lying, speaking untruth. Well, there are also 4 conditions are necessary to complete the evil of lying. False speech. Number 1, untruth. And number 2, deceiving intention. And number 3 is adherence. Well, I don't know what we will say it. I say adherence. And number 4 is actual. I must say actual deception. That's how you will call. That's how once you commit. If these all 4 are completed, then you will involve in lying. And the last sila is about drinking alcohol, intoxication. Okay. Well, there are also 4 conditions to complete the evil of intoxication. Number 1, a things of an intoxication. Intoxicating. A things of intoxicating. And number 2 is knowledge that it is so. And number 3, intention of intoxicate. And number 4, effort of lust. Where this is the limbs. This is the limbs of the 5 precepts. I hope this will help you to understand, so you can practice well at your home. Also, the Sila at your home. The practice of Sila is an integral part of the path of Dhamma. Without it, there can be no progress on the path, because the mind will remain too agitated to investigate the reality within. Without practicing Sila, it may be possible to experience various ecstatic states, but it is a mistake to regard this as spiritual attainment. Certainly, without Sila, one can never liberate the mind from suffering and experience ultimate truth. That's why we must have to hold the 5 precepts if we really want peace, if we really want to attain Nibbana, if we really want to purify our heart. Even we say whatever there is, even we are praying, chanting so many times a day, morning and evening, as long as how long you keep praying, you keep chanting the Buddha in front of Buddha, whatever you do, if you don't practice the Dhamma, if you don't actually keep hold with Sila, if you don't practice the Dhamma, you will not able to get rid from the suffering. You must have to, even it is your last life, even it's your last life, you still have to practice it. Whatever you do, you must have to practice Dhamma. Dhamma means Vipassana meditation, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. You must have to practice it. Without this, well, you will not able to attain Nibbana. That's why if we say ourselves, if we accept ourselves as a Buddhist, we must have to start it from Dana and then Sila. After the Dana, it will be if we do Dana, if we give donation at our temple, at our outside, and to the needy people, the people who are in need, if we help them, it will make our heart soft, and our heart will fill with compassion, and it will make our heart soft, and it will make easy for us to practice this Sila. Well, sometimes there are some people, maybe, I don't know, maybe they don't even believe in karma. That's the way, very wrong. That's way is very wrong. Buddha said that never think this karma will not bear any fruit for me. Never think like that. For all living beings have karma as their own, and they must have to bear whatever they do. They bear as this. Whatever they plant, the seed, they reap that kind of fruit. That's the nature of the truth, and we must know it. If we start developing compassion within ourselves, you will always have a smile in your face. Sometimes the person I have met with so many people, I had seen that some people, there are some people, when they some people who are so pious and their heart is really I must say great, and they always want to help others. Once if they able to help others, they feel satisfied inside. They feel so happy if they are able to help others. Well, actually, that's the sign of a great person. All the people in the world, they are not able to help others. They don't. Well, they don't want to help others. That's what they do. Some people they even don't want to help others. They even don't want to keep holding the Dhamma. Keep holding the Sila. And also there are some people, I heard that they don't believe in karma. They don't believe in heaven and the next life, reward and hell. They don't believe it, some people. Well, whatever it is, even they believe or not, the truth will never hide. For example, you don't believe that if you touch the fire, you will get burned. You don't believe it. Well, whatever you think, once you touch it, your hand will burn, because that's the truth. That's the nature of the universe. And the Dhamma which Buddha had taught, Buddha had not created this Dhamma. Well, Buddha had not created this one, these all the things. Buddha had not created it. He had discovered it. Even there is no Buddha, Dhamma will be there. but practitioner maybe practice there will nobody practitioner. The person who found out this, we call him Buddha. And our Gautama, he had found out it first. That's why we call him Buddha. That caused he is a Buddha. And you are saying that you don't believe it. Well, it's up to you. I must say it's up to you. Why? You don't believe that the ice is so cold. You don't believe it. Well, touch it. You will feel the cold. In that same way, if you believe or not, it's not depend on believing. It's depend the truth. If you don't believe that it will bring you, it will bear dukkha for you. You don't believe it. Well, no matter. If you commit wrong action, you will bear fruit of dukkha. That's why at first I said the word of Buddha. The Buddha said, abstain from all evil. He said that do not abstaining from unwholesome. As first I have said that abstain from all unwholesome deeds and perform wholesome ones. Purify your mind. This is the teaching of enlightened person. This is the teaching of all Buddhas. And now keep holding this Silla. We will stop. This will be that's how we stop from doing unwholesome deeds. And by giving dana and giving help others, that's how we perform wholesome ones. And another one is purify one's own mind. Purify one's own mind. How to purify the minds? And now we must have to practice the vipassana meditation. Well, there are so many meditation. I mean, two meditation. One is samatha and another one is vipassana. Or whatever you practice it. But if you want nibbana, you must have to practice vipassana. Without vipassana meditation, well, it's not possible to attain nibbana. We human beings, the way we do things and the way we live, the way we are really like little children actually. Like a child does not know anything. If an adult observe the actions of a child, the way it plays and jumps around, its action don't seem to serve much purpose. If our mind is untrained, it is like a child, like a untamed monkey. We speak without awareness and act without wisdom. We may degenerate but not know it. A child is ignorant, and so it just plays as a children do. Our ignorant mind is the same. That's why Buddha taught us to train this mind of ours to make it, to purify it. If we like, we can compare practice to a bottle of medicine. Like Buddha had told to practice us, but sometimes we don't practice it. Like it's like Buddha, like for example, Buddha is a doctor and we are patient, and he gave us one prescription and the medicine bottle. What we did is we just read the prescription, like we just reading Dhamma books. We just chanting in front of Buddha. We just reading and chanting in front of Buddha, but we are not practicing it. It's like, for example, the doctors who had given us medicine, if we don't actually take it, only read the prescription, our disease will not get cured. If we want to get cured, we must have to take it. To eliminate disease from the body, we must have to take the medicine. The teaching of the Buddha are prescribed to cure disease of the mind and to bring it back to its natural healthy state. So the Buddha can be considered to be a doctor who prescribes cures for the illness of the mind, which are found in each one of us without acceptation. When you see this illness of the mind, does it not make sense to look to the Dhamma as support? Well, if the patient know he have a disease, he must have to go to doctor and must have to take the medicine. If you sincerely desire to develop contemplation and attain insight in this present life, you must give up worldly thoughts and actions. Well, it's actually during training, and maybe in every sometimes we go to temple, and sometimes our monks, they used to keep practice Dhamma, they used to keep practice meditation, but the thing is, if we practice Dhamma from one of trained teacher, that's the thing actually, that's the good thing actually. That's how we can attain, we can experience the real truth within ourselves. If we once practice well from one trained meditation teacher, that's how we can experience the real Dhamma within ourselves. So they are all the Dhamma brothers and sisters, they are all Dhamma friends. I would like to request you, I cannot explain totally fully to you all how to practice meditation. I just can say a little bit as how I practice the Dhamma, as how I practice the meditation. It is Mahachi Sayadaw tradition we follow, and sometimes all the people don't follow it. Sometimes some people they follow another tradition. Well, whatever tradition you follow, it's not really important. The most important thing is how you are practicing it. If you are not practicing, that's not if you don't practice Dhamma, I don't know how you will say that you are a Buddhist. That's why we must have to practice it. Therefore, one should be content in the faith that one will attain this insight. If we really want to be free from the danger of rebirth and from the lower world, we must meditation practice continually, optimistically, with, and also we must need faith within uh, oneself, and faith in the practice and faith in the Dhamma. So that's all for the today. May all the Dhamma brothers and sisters be well and happier wherever you are. May you all be well and happy always. And yes, in these days now in in meditation. Due to meditation, I am not getting able to online every day, but whenever I get time, if I get a bit of free time from meditation, like times uh, we have to take time to, times after 10 days we take time for 1 hour. So at that 1 hour, if I have a time, I will try to share something Dhamma in my Facebook. So stay well, be happy always, and stop searching happiness in outside. Try to find in your heart, and keep trying. Practice generosity. Try to practice and try to practice. You will able to practice meditation. And the most important thing is, if you want to practice meditation properly, you must have to learn from one trained meditation teacher, because like a car, if you learn driving from someone who had not even learned driving, it will make accident at the road. If you driver who never had learned driving, and if you say him to drive the car, he will definitely make accident. But if you sit with a driver who is trained and know driving well, he will take you at your destination. In the same way, if you learn meditation, must learn from one trained teacher. That's how you will be able. That's how you will be able to attain, to experience the Dhamma, and to attain Nibbana. May all the Dhamma brothers and sisters soon. May all of you be well and happy always, and may Buddha bless be always with you. Thank you for watching.